The medical doctor became a household name through sharing her support and advice on Twitter, quickly gaining a large following. This morning, we pay tribute to Dr. Sindi, and joining us via Zoom to share more on what kind of a person she was is someone who worked very close with her at Kaya FM, that is Kaya FM executive producer Tsholo Maluleke. Tsholo, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me this morning.
It is indeed a great pleasure having you, Tsholo. How long have you been working with Dr. Sindi, and how best would you describe her character?
Yeah, so Dr. Sindi's 2-year-long broadcast career, I spent a year with her during her time at Kaya FM. And I must say, you know, the news of her passing has really broken us as a team, has really touched us deeply, and we are hurt. We are honestly shattered. And I think as a community, our listeners, our followers, her friends and her family, honestly, we just, you know, we're sending out our love, we're sending out our condolences because we are moved and we are touched, by her passing.
And we really are shattered, Tsholo, because we might not have known her personally, some of us, but it felt like we really knew her. And Twitter shared some of their stories and tributes yesterday, and I picked up from most of how selfless she was. She helped almost everyone with everything.
Yes, Dr. Sindi was completely committed. You know, she was consistent in her character. She was consistent in wanting to share experiences. She wanted people to experience the world. She was very, she shared what she did. She shared what made her happy. She inspired a lot of us as well. She really was the type of person in the office who offered a very warm kind of energy. She was the life of the party, often very bubbly. I was quite close with her, and very seldom did I ever see her, you know, in an alternative mood than happy and her bubbly self. So it is really quite a great loss. But I think what most of us can agree on is that Dr. Sindi was honestly someone that touched all of us in a different way. She had a very giving spirit. She had a very forthcoming nature. She was really invested in people and invested in making sure that people experience her more than just, you know, spend time with her. And I think that's something that everyone can definitely walk away with from this.
And having worked closely with her on the professional side of things, how was she, especially with her radio gig?
Dr. Sindi was very invested in a lot of her listeners. Often, you know, in the content prep meetings and some of the planning that we do, she'd often come in rushing, Tsholo, oh my goodness, I received a DM from this person, I received a personal this and that. So she really wanted to help people from a personal note. She absolutely loved radio. Yeah. It was her happy place. I think she's expressed this on multiple platforms in multiple ways and different times, how much she really enjoyed just being in the space and being a broadcaster and sharing her experience, hearing from people what they're going through. So working closely with her has been one of, you know, the greatest honors I've had, to be very honest with you. It's been an absolute privilege. And I think collectively, just as a team, she's left a void. She's really left a void.
Yeah. And it was absolutely no secret that she was a wonderful mom and a loving wife. So how is the family holding up?
Yeah, she was. I mean, often we had the privilege of, you know, meeting her kids. They'd pop in every now and again at some of our events, sometimes even in the evening with the show. I can only imagine what they are going through and this difficult time having to accept the news and having to, you know, just go through what's happening. But I think with the support of everyone, personally in her life, on social media, even people who didn't know her are deeply impacted by her passing. So I think the family is very fortunate in that sense that they've got the support, but I can only imagine they are really going through a very difficult time. And yes, our hearts are with them, our prayers are with them. And as the Kaya family, we will continuously, you know, keep checking on them. They are part of our family as well.
Sure.
They're definitely.
What will you miss most about her?
Oh, I will miss her accessibility. You know, Dr. Sindi made time. She definitely made time. She often joked to say, she never slept. She only slept a couple of hours, which is very true. At any time of the day, Dr. Sindi was available, whether it be a personal emergency, a work emergency, even if it's something that actually had nothing to do with her. But if it was a story or a situation that really impacted her or touched her or something she felt deeply about, she would definitely get involved. So I think I will miss having that one person who, at any time of the day, for whatever issue, work-related or not, having someone to talk to, having someone to reach out to. She was incredibly funny. Her sense of humor was out of this world, very light. She was just a really warm body. So, yeah, we'll definitely miss it.
Sure, it is totally unbelievable that she's gone. Just like that, she's gone. And what has she taught you that you will forever cherish?
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned, she spent 2 years in the broadcasting field with us as Kai FM.
Yeah.
But in those 2 years, she made those 2 years feel like she was here for 10 years or more, She was so invested. One thing I'm definitely going to take away from Dr. Sindi is experiencing life and not just living it, doing things, putting yourself in spaces and environments and opportunities that you want to be in, doing things with your time that you see value.
Yes.
Dr. Sindi was busy, she was accessible, but everything that she did was because she wanted to.
Yes.
Everything she was involved in, because that's a choice that she made. So at any age, she had no limits, no boundaries. She was fearful. Fearless rather. She was fearless. I think the main thing is that she had drive, man. She had passion. She wanted to experience life, and I take that with me going forward. I will experience life as she has led us to see that it can be experienced,
Tsholo, great chatting to you, and thank you so much for sharing your reflections with us. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, we just spoke to Tsholo Maluleke, the executive producer at Kai FM. She was just sharing some of her best memories and moments with the late Dr. Sindi van Zyl.